year or so. We look at their previous results. They've played Endpoint on it twice, on 16-12 twice as well. They've beaten the likes of Spirit twice. They've all been very close games, and even the two they've lost were 16-14 and 22-20 against their regional cousins FTW. So this is going to be a fascinating one. We'll get into more of those stats in a moment. But first, pissed around, and MUTiRiS is hopping away, back turned, so he doesn't get a headshot from long range. The opening duel will be an even one before PT50 takes the head off of Shalfie.
Well, now just to open things up, right? And as you mentioned, this now buys a bit of space, and he makes it yet another. Leaves Krad and sAw in what feels like a little bit of an impossible task. 2 versus 4 is a horrible scenario for them to be in, because, well, this is a sort of a really awkward isolation. And for sAw, they should be able to relatively uncontested get a bomb plant. Just they say this, sAw will find one. Quick trade coming through. And now the bomb should go down relatively unscathed.
Krad needs a big 1v3, and he doesn't have a kid either, so it's basically impossible. I've seen them won, but they are most certainly few and far between, and sAw are even taking the extra care to... Oh, I say extra care. Hang on a second. MUTiRiS has to turn around. I was about to say extra care and go in together, but they didn't realise that Krad could be anywhere near. Well, certainly was. P2P spam will come in, and eventually they do double P and get it sorted. A little bit spooky for a second there when MUTiRiS didn't have his gun out properly. That's, as we saw UJokes do, go back turn to make himself very hard to hit. But in the end, just P250 is the main man in that round, and sAw get off to the perfect start on T-side Nuke.
That's what we need. And, you know, as we see, with sAw now on a T-side opening things up, and the response from forZe not being too great, this is actually what you're looking for and you're hoping for in terms of sAw and resurgences off the back of what was a little bit of an abysmal overpass at times. I know overall them hitting double digits is nice, but it wasn't really as competitive as we would have hoped. I mean, we got a few rounds towards the end where maybe, you know, forZe took their foot off the gas a little bit, but overall, that was only ever going one way. And sAw, bit of a mental resurgence. They come out in towards Nuke. Looking on fire.
To make sure they overcome this round, which you've already seen be a success a couple of times for forZe. Saw it an overpass. They won that force by thanks to the couple of scouts. Only one this time, but one is more than enough on Nuke. Overcoming it nicely this time. UJokes with one toward Jerry. Also gets taken down. The scout is removed. And they're taking their time. Don't take any extra care. If they don't, as I said, it's all going to get out of hand, but they're going to be okay. Shalfie MP9. Roman will check that flashing toward A. forZe's directly below him, but they don't even need to chuck that Mac 10 in. Can wait until they've got teammate support. Full control of outside, even full control of hell. They can go down ramp to B if they want. The world is their oyster.
They got time, right? They got space too, and the numbers. All is good. All is calm, and I think that this is going to be a relatively easy one to analyze on the way out. You see them flying through the window. Often actually up the round, really. I think maybe even if you're the likes of a forZe, I was going to say Krad and forZe there, but if you're the likes of a forZe, I actually think there's, you know, some fairly decent, you know, thoughts behind just keeping hold of this Deagle, because they're not going to have anything in towards the next round, right? Having a Deagle and armor in towards the next is going to be a lot better than the other possibility of, well, it's nothing. So, yeah, I think for me, just go with this, right? You know, play off the back of just having one Deagle in. forZe doesn't need to be anywhere near the action. I think even playing exits is not even really worth it. You are just going to see sAw flawlessly go up towards 2. There may be potential of forZe finding himself 1. Isn't dead. Actually just slips the net, in fact. And I think he should be fine to see this one. Oh, no, he's not. Roman spotted his back. Bit too big of a bum, poked out. And he gets a couple of bullets in his behind.
He's been working out too much.
In the gym. Too many deadlifts. Yeah. Building that peach. And it's cost him his life.
I know,
I don't think you can say that. You have exactly the same problem, don't you, Trav?
Yeah, clearly.
Cheeked up.
Yeah, clearly. Relax. But but yeah, the main point about that is that it was quite literally the last tick of the round as well, which is pretty insane. It's a little bit bad, but as you say, it's not like it's a big gun. It's not like they lost an AWP or anything last tick of the round. It's only the Deagle. But only the best case scenario that they could have had would have been that Deagle. So full eco coming in. Jerry loves his Zeus. We've seen 2 Zeus kills come in from Jerry the last couple of days. And he's going to choose it again in this round. It always can be worth picking that up just to get one player out of the round. Removal of a gun. For forZe. Unfortunately, he's been taken down already. And actually, Robert didn't realise that Boost was being in action directly above him. Jerry with that Zeus, pistol out, trying to lure them in. And eventually, Saw will get lured in a little bit too close. Stalker last alive, getting spammed down, 4 HP. He's going to be found. There we go. And the biggest factor for sAw is that the last 2 rounds, Neo, they have not lost a soul.
Yeah, I mean, this is the big thing now. Not only are we seeing kind of, very easy dominant rounds from sAw, but they're building up already early doors, a wealth of an economy to work with. I mean, the fact that they're, fully invested, max util, all the armor in the world they need, probably upgraded pistols too, alongside what is their hefty rifles, and the fact that we're seeing the likes of them having, 5.2, 5.3, 5.7k in the bank. I mean, love and light. It's probably the best way to put it. They are swimming in the cash right now. Jerk's running through a Molotov, feet on fire, doesn't care as he floods his way down secret. This is rapid. Look at this for space creation. They have got a lot to work with down towards secret now.
Yeah, that's not good for forZe. And the question obviously will remain, do they have the information? That's a possibility. I think they'll have to say, okay, yeah, it could have happened, but they obviously don't know for sure. Now they know for sure, because MUTiRiS and Jerks, of course, are checking utility from double and single door. And forZe has cancelled out the first threat of Roman. So now you're in a 4v5. You have control down toward B. However, there's not really much way you can enter the site when you've already been spotted and there are players toward ramp. Tough angles for T sides to fight it. So it might be an A player at the end. Just is going to go through as that smoke moves. Jerk needs to find this frag toward the back of the site, but he can't make it happen. And Jerry gets 2. forZe cleans it up with 2 more of his own to make it 3 in total. And that's the perfect start for forZe on CT side.
Oh, needed, right? I mean, this is the thing. You can talk all about sAw and that 3-0 start, but it's against what is, for the most part, pretty dicey buys, right? Now we see the first full test, a true test of what forZe can bring to the table in terms of full buy, and the fact that they are decimating the way that they do is actually a lot more of a positive sign. But I still want to go back to what I usually say when I look towards the T side, and it's the golden number of 6. I always say, if you can get 6 rounds on T side Nuke, I think you actually set yourself up relatively comfortably heading in towards the next half. The amount of 9-6 I've seen turn the other way, that's always kind of my go-to in case in where I lead. And the fact that we're already kind of seeing sAw halfway there off the back of a great opening start does still leave me with a lot of confidence over towards the Portuguese side. I think forZe need to do a lot more to sort of convince me that they have this in the bag to be able to see off this final map, because so far, they are given the opportunities to sort. But what matters most is it is extremely early doors. I'm not going to make any overzealous predictions at all. And the fact that we do see forZe find success on a full buy is the real positive matter. And actually the most important matter, really, because the other rounds don't really count.
Exactly. It was basically the ideal start for sAw. 2 rounds in a row with 5 players alive. But forZe won their own round with all 5 players alive as well. So right now, clearly these 2 teams know exactly what's on the line. Malta is on the line. A spot in the main group stage. Shalfie dancing around credit card at the moment, trying to find an opening kill. He's popped up by the smoke. Jerry does break one. Shalfie was so tempted there to go for a swing while they were fighting Jerry. It's an understandable risk, but he didn't want to take it. So stare toward garage instead. Krad has got B under lock and key for now. Minute to go. And forZe are trying to cement this round with that opening frag.
Well, all square now in terms of the numbers game. Important kill to having Shalfie down and out for the count, but saying he's over Jerks, 2 impactful riflers who can really step up. Speaking of impactful riflers, Krad is up the bomb looking for a double, and he will find it. A 2-for-1 special is brilliant. Can he make it a third? Running out of ammo, but the pistol might be enough, and it will. Just a Fawley story all alone, and I think for story, the call should be safe.
Indeed. Great hold from Krad. 3 kills in total. That's to put up the pistol for the last, but dances around the silo. Makes it impossible for him to be taken down. Now Story is kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place because there's a player on solo, a player coming his way in Jerry, but he manages to take the hard place down. Can he find the rock? He cannot. forZe deals with him. AWP removed. Money not good. forZe have a free path to an equalising third.
Already, I gotta say, a little bit better. When it comes to the full buys, it's only really been one-way traffic. sAw actually struggling a little bit, not getting control, not finding the trades too, but I think the credit has to go the other way. Krad, that's a really nice hold. I mean, he's individually won that round for forZe and put them in a position to tie up the game, and realistically, they should here. You're looking at the investment for sAw, and safe to say it's on the more minimal side. Double Eagle coming out, P250, and a couple of Glocks. And as we were kind of alluding to a bit in towards our previous couple of maps, you usually use these sort of rounds as essentially attack pause, without calling attack pause. Burn a little bit of time, burn a little bit of that clock, just have a conversation about how you're going to pull apart this CT side heading into your next full buy, into round number 7. And then they're looking for a bomb and they can find it! He's Goomba stomping as Jerry. This is his best impression of Mario, dropping out a couple and leaving just all alone now, as he will fall. All-square forZe, 3-all, and what a resurgence from 3-0 down. They turned it back round.
It's me, Jerry. Yeah,
Jerry,
really,
it's me, Jerry.
really
I think
work,
he can
does
make it work.
Oh well.
I think you can make it work. But hey, great round, right? Really, really good again. You know, when you're looking towards sAw, you're looking towards a bomb plant, and they're trying to flood out the sink door. And Jerry does a really good job of, you know, just making sure it's not a possibility, and actually not only giving them the space to make it down vent as well. Which, you know, if he loses track and they drop down vent, you get a little bit worried. To be, there's the full buy though.
Quite literally stomping on the head of his opponents to get those eco frags, but this is the round that matters. Full buy, forZe. Wide swung upon, but Krad's going to help even trades. What is that from Roman? All right then. Jerry doesn't know what's hit him. Straight through the smoke. Disgusting. Get out of the server. MUTiRiS has done so much damage to Shelfie as well. I'm starting to think that forZe can't really afford to go for this. Money's been built up well on both the two players, but full health on all 3 sAw members. This should be a save, and they're already falling back off of it. Roman's kill through the smoke has basically secured that one. You can't repeat that's for sure.
Yeah, sort of. Shelfie, the two youngsters, the two best. If you're looking at impact and firepower towards forZe, they're not going to have no impact in towards this one. They just have to keep hold of what they've got. And you were rightfully, you know, alluding to, right? They do have money to work with, but it's more a question of what's the point, right? What are they going to gain out of trying to make a retake work? If they were to fall, it would be a loss of an AWP, so expensive, and we know how easy it is to kind of break that CT side economy. It's just not really a worthwhile push for them. So I'll take them over, and it will mean that sAw take a lead once again. And of course, it's good to see them have some success on the full buys too. It means that they are at least, you know, competitive and able to make something of an impact over towards that T side. And of course, get ever closer to that golden number 6. Neo's golden number 6, a rule as old as time.
We shall see. Jerry's been consistently going for the orb today when he's been having the cash, and that's actually honestly not a bad strat at all, right? I mean, if you can't make a decision between going for the M4A4 or the M4A1S, you stick with the A1S, the cheaper version, and you use the AUG instead, because the AUG is obviously still really good. Jerry, I think he hears Romans dove down the vents. Down secret as well. Zorta's about to meet the cavalry, and he can only get the one. Just finds Shelfie as well. This is the rotation from Krad, but he might be here a little bit too late. Looking for the first tap, gets it. There are 2 more players coming his way, and Story holding the line next to the double door. Takes him out comfortably. 3v2. And that could be, with the bomb down, another choice to fall back.
It is. I mean, look at them. Jerry's gone. He's getting as far out of dodge as he possibly can. He has hightailed it. Wants absolutely nothing to do with this. And you know what, I don't really blame them. You got not only the numbers advantage, but actually a really strong post plant set up with just holding 2 angles at once, and should be able to... Oh, see this one off relatively comfortably. No one will be found on exit. I don't think forZe is anywhere to be feared here. And actually, MUTiRiS can tuck himself in quite close in towards ready room and be fine. So, overall, for sAw, a lot better. While we did see a couple of hiccups where we were saying, okay, you know, maybe the full buys are looking a little bit dicier than we initially expected. This is better. This is why we say that essentially that Nuke is the home ground of sAw. And I think there's even a safe argument to be made that sAw are one of the best teams, if not the best team in sort of tier 2, tier 1.5 on Nuke.
That's a very good argument for it, because look, their last 5 results, there are 4 of them are 16-12s, wins against Casa, Endpoint, Spirit, and Endpoint again, and their other win was a 16-14 against Spirit again. So before that, they lost twice, but it was 16-14, 22-20 against their cousins of FTW. So, and before that, those 2 games, they won 3 in a row anyway. So pretty remarkable how good they are on this map. And look at this fast play coming in. forZe does so well to get 2. They split the A bomb site super quickly. The drop down from main, almost the twist strategy from Cologne. And it might work out for this round as well. Krad's here very quickly, but he's now the last alive. Ooh. I like this a lot.
Ooh, no way.
Unfortunately, he hasn't got a defuse kit. He could have held it, and Story turns round. Can you believe it? The kit was there in front of Krad's eyes, but Story says, no, I'm not letting you have this one.
That was a 4x3 moment I've ever seen it, but thankfully, we do get to see Story see it off. Wow. That was nervy. I mean, you know, there's a world, a time and a place in a parallel universe where if there's a kit in hand, that round somehow goes the other way, right? But I think fortunately, if you saw no kit in hands of Krad means that they were okay. And of course, Story did double check, so that was a nice thing. Now it is just a low buy over towards forZe. There's in pistols across the board. Chalfie's only opting for a Zeus here, so we shouldn't really see anything be found. It should be really, really comfortable. sAw up to 7. They've already hit my golden number of 6, so I'm feeling happy. And they're looking like they want more. A Story will open things up.
This is a chance to really pull clear, especially on T side as well. I would say that Nuke these days, it's still CT sided without a shadow of a doubt, but we see more even halves and more slight T halves like 9-6, 8-7 happen than ever before. Smoke will smack Roman, I believe, in the shin, so Jerry is aware that he's there. But again, their buy isn't good enough to win this one, you'd imagine.
Just coming through, nothing to be found here. This is kind of just buying time here for forZe, isn't it? It's low buy, already down to a man disadvantage. I mean, they're not really hoping to find too much here. A couple of kills would be lovely. The round is pretty improbable.
Whoa. But it was enough for Jerks to deal with Krad, but he was in the midst of falling down toward B. MUTiRiS has got the rotation toward ramp, and honestly, even though sAw have plenty of cash available anyway, Story's got 250 for goodness sake, but it's probably worth not even pushing for these and looking for exits, because it just gives more money over to sAw. The police are outside. They're looking for sAw because they're getting away with murder right now.
Yeah, there they are. No, they're exactly that. This has been a really good C-side from sAw. I mean, again, like, while there was a couple of hiccups along the way, allowing forZe up to 3, in the grand scope and what is the more macro sense here, this is a really solid C-side. Already we're seeing dominance from sAw be set up. And you're looking towards forZe, they're in such a bad predicament that actually the call of arms and the call to action here is just I'll keep hold of nothing. It's, yeah, it's rough. It really is a rough showing. A 4-round lead built up. sAw starting to bridge quite a distinct gap here over forZe, and attack pause being called. And I think it's probably the right call for Jerry heading into what is going to be a next full buy. This is, you know, a must convert. They cannot let this one slip, because it goes back to slipping into this brutal cycle. And with how difficult it can be to build up a comfortable and, you know, concise CT economy, it is common that you see these sides you're stuck in these cycles where it's full buy-in, you fail to convert it, you fail to have any success within it, and then you're back to square one where it's like a double eco and you're forced into these horrible kind of deagle buys or 5-7s trying to justify any sort of economical investment. It's a really awkward situation. This is where we currently see forZe. They're full buying in and finding very little success, and when they do find success, it is so expensive, so it's never comfortable.
ideal at the moment. Of course, they don't have to have too much panic stations yet for forZe. Reminder, there is a lower bracket that they would fall into. Give them a chance to get that final slot. Jerry continues to burn to that Molotov, down to 14 HP now. Limping off the side of the hut roof. He's going to go fast down the vents. Roman's got down again. He's still done this already this game. So he has stopped just from making it dead. He won't be able to get any more because he's only one bullet from death, as I mentioned. Chelsea does get one more. Jerks trades it though. But Krad, he's still here. He's been the sneaky, beaky man in this game so far. He's waiting for 2 kills here. He desperately wants to secure this round for certain, but in the end, Roman looks around, so he has to take the kill. But it's still enough to keep forZe 1 man up.
Yeah, that's it. Now, Story Pixel. That's enough. 2 versus 2. This is getting dicey. A nice edge a little bit. forZe overextends. He could be core. Jerks taking a double dip. Oh my god, Krad. He gets so lucky the nose scope doesn't hit, and Jerks are hightailing it back over towards B. 45 seconds to work with. And to be honest, Krad might even win that race and drop back down vent again. But no, Jerks should be able to get this bomb down. He hasn't been hurt just yet.
This is a chance. He's very low, but he can put himself into a decent position. He can't anymore. They're very fast down single door. They now know exactly where he is. Insta headshot, nicely done, but Krad was always going to get that insta trade. He's going to go hunting for the AWP, finds it, and then even though there's no kit, he's going to have plenty of time. So finally, forZe get their round, but now it's the age-old problem. They've won a CT round, but they have 1 player alive to take it.
Yeah, and their economy is going to be brutal, and this is exactly what I was alluding to just as we got into this round, hence why they called for attack, because, yeah, they're going to win it. Look at the money across the board. It's not great. You know, it's forcing Krad now. He'll drop over an AWP, he'll pick himself up an M4A1 Nest. I think that's what he had equipped, if I'm looking. Maybe he made a change in between the 2 maps, but, you know, it looks now like it's back into what is quite a dire situation where, yeah, that full buy will come through, and we'll see kind of the positives of having the rifles, but maybe utility be limited. And actually, what they do go for is Jerry on an MP9, just so they don't have limited utility. I mean, Zorta's had to result just down to a flash and a decoy, so not a dream there. And this is one of those situations where it was kind of what we're alluding to. That CT economy can be a brutal mistress.
Yeah, MP9 on Jerry. He's very happy to go to that, but utility, while it is okay, it's not absolutely ideal. I mean, that 1 kit again on Krad. Saw so much cash available. Their full investment still keeps them with the buy in arrears. That's a tasty grenade though. Just as they come toward ramp now, Krad's going to get spooked. He will stick around though, maybe thinking that grenade's done a lot of damage, so wants to get some kills before he falls away. But he's going to let sAw have the ramp room to themselves. And now Krad has support from the AWP, I believe, toward double door of Zorta. So I think they're going to be pretty well set up for this if sAw do commit toward B, because that grenade that Krad threw was critical damage to Roman, Story, and Jerks. A combination of the 3 there. Also with 1, Krad dancing around but gets taken out by Just. That's a huge kill. Bomb may be dropped, but still a bit of fine. So much damage done. Zorta, how are you alive, my friend? Story stops him, leaping through the smoke to take the AWP out of the equation. Now MUTiRiS behind the site, waiting for forZe to do some damage from single door, maybe show some presence. Roman will find Jerry though, and that should seal an 8th, because Shalfie and forZe with no kit aren't really in the action.
No, exactly that. This post spawn's looking very strong. 2 versus 4. I mean, your forZe, your Shalfie, if you were even going to make an attempt at a retake here, how would you go about it? You got double door already being covered by the AWP, single door got 2 eyes onto it, and that 4th player, when I say lurking about, and you really have no information on how they're playing. Up on towards brackets, arguably the hardest angle to clear in a post plant. This is core perfection. We're seeing sAw guarantee a lead at the half on T-side of Nuke. This is, well, I would probably even make the argument, the most shooty-sided map in the pool once again. It used to be statistically ancient, but of course with the recent changes made just at the latter stages of 2022, I think that's no longer as shooty-sided as it once was. You know, changes to T-spawn means that they have the advantage when it comes to getting a lot of those positions. They have great lineups as well with the utility, which weren't there before, and of course get rid of places like Cubby over towards that B site. So overall, I'd say Ancient's a little bit more even, and I've even seen some players make arguments that are actually a little bit more T-sided now. But this does mean that Nuke reclaims its throne as being the most CT-sided map in the pool. Well, definitely in my opinion. I saw dwarfing their opponents right now. Already got 8. They've doubled the rounds of 4s, and it's forced Jerry and co to call for their second attack pause. How does the IGL rally the troops here when the buy is going to be pretty brutal? Scouting down to Zorta, MP9 for Jerry, Krad limited to just a FAMAS to support the double M for ONS. It's not nice, Trav. This is not looking too nice.
Oh, they're getting outplayed. sAw's map. We mentioned that forZe, well, they have had a 3-win streak. sAw on a 5-win streak. I mentioned something has to give. And right now it seems like forZe are giving. sAw are having a fantastic half. Guaranteed lead on that half, as we've said. They can make it even more comfortable. They're halfway there to Malta for the very first time as an organisation. Story and Jerks have been there before, but not with the legends of sAw, the Roman, the Just, the MUTiRiS, playing in this team as a core for such a long time. They could be about to get a brilliant reward for their perseverance. Still a long way to go. Just going to get spooked by the hut push and it gets pushed down to 12 HP from it. Jerks will drop onto the main roof. Plenty of damage being done, but Jerry will drop as well. High credit card has to try and tap him down now. That's such a hard shot to hit. Off the back of it, MUTiRiS can pounce. There's a molly in toward credit card, and they're not going to expect MUTiRiS lurking behind while that molly is fading. There is a flank though. Krad gets that kill, but MUTiRiS chooses the right time to pounce. Can he tap down the FAMAS at long range? That's such a hard duel to win. But in the meantime of all of this, Story's just gone on a tear and got 2 kills and the bomb's gone down. MUTiRiS' distraction, I guess you could call it. Krad was in a good spot, but the round crumbles around him.
Hey, the distraction worked, right? Yeah, Krad will find the kill, but too little, too late. An ace clutch needed for him with a FAMAS and half HP, and Story has other ideas on the flank. It's a 50 caliber bullet in the back. And we do see sAw, well, just continue to rain terror here on this T side. That's a 5-round lead that they've built up. And in the final map, what is essentially a best of 1 to decide who goes towards Pro League. sAw are getting ever closer. The fact that there's a real possibility we see a double digits from sAw in this first half on T-side of Nuke is absolutely magnificent.
Yeah.
forZe in a horrible scenario.
Maybe we're starting to see the first real signs of forZe not being comfortable with a full 5 yet. It can happen. I mean, of course, sAw have been playing with this team for a while now. This consistent 5. forZe have had a big rebuild. Of course, losing Kenzie. New core. Adding Krad. For sure. But forZe still being an unknown. Can often mean you are up against it. Been looking very good, playing very well, but are prone to going missing on occasion in the server. Look at this. Complete garage control. forZe haven't found a way to stop this. MUTiRiS has taken the head off of Krad as well. Sure, it's only really a half buy in this round from forZe, but with the AWP in play, you want to see something.
A space. This MUTiRiS should be able to net himself a freebie. Jerry actually slips the net. Thankfully, we do see Story and Roman come alive. Then MP9 will be able to deliver on towards 1, but the numbers dwindling once again. It's a similar story that we've talked about so many times before. Never have the numbers to work with. Never mind the firepower. Roman, 1 bullet to the skull, deletes forZe. And leaves Zorta all alone, and, well, where is he, Trav? Nowhere to be seen. Keep the AWP in play.
Can he do so? He's brought down to 1150, so he certainly wouldn't be able to buy it in the next round. Needs to keep it. This is an unexpected position to be saving in, I guess, but he is being slowly pushed upon. There are a couple of players above him. Yeah, this is a critical save. sAw are going to reach double digits on T side, man. They're such a good Nuke team. They're not necessarily against the best in the world, but at this level, so hard to beat.
You know, it did end up going towards Pro League as well. I think a lot of those top dogs, they'll be looking at this sAw and maybe even having, you know, some different thoughts about how they want to play in towards their veto, right? Teams that don't usually go for that insta-ban or nuke might even be tempted to do so, because this is, you know, a really scary performance. And this also shows as well about how sAw have played this veto like a fiddle, right? They played fours in that sense, right? They've gone for Anubis, a map in which they're obviously extremely strong on, because that was a really solid performance. But then the fact that the veto has led down to another map, which they're also extremely strong on. They've now got kind of the likes of an Anubis and a Nuke as abilities to be insta-picks if they want to and make them work really well in their favor. This is scary map depth. sAw missed shot, doesn't get punished for it though, a little bit of damage, but stays alive.
Would be a very satisfying story for sAw if they were to make Pro League the main stage, main group stage. Obviously, Jerks and Story having made it with FTW, then sAw like, well, we want you. And if you get a call from sAw, the best Portuguese team for however long, you usually say yes, don't you? It would be silly to turn it down. And it looks like they're going to be getting their reward. Long way to go, though. Still a half to go. But they could be about to make it. Stick around for a very long time. Thankfully, that flat got a few Jerks. Tragic free kill here. Gets his one. Somehow, sAw has been able to escape down toward ramp. Don't ask me how. That was pretty wild, but we got a 5v3. Should be ending off this half pretty strong. 5 is probably the absolute minimum. It looks like they're going to be taking it. MUTiRiS can't hit the long-range spray. Krad takes that kill. I know exactly where Story is. USP has to come out, but forZe is there to help. And yes, forZe managed to scrape it, but it's only 5. sAw are 6 rounds away from Malta. We'll see if they can make it after the break.
Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you black out, out. Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you black out. Give all you got, show him how to make a miracle. Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you back out. Give all you got, show him how to make a miracle.
sAw close it out. They love Nuke, and they're showing it at the moment. They're now on the favoured CT side. forZe need to fight back to have a chance, but at the moment, they're on the back foot.
Okay, alright. Not a bad start, though. For forZe, they'll find 2 before Story answers back. Oh, no. It's crumbling. It's falling apart, and it's Krad can pull off some magic here. Just little ideas. Quick start to the pistol. And maybe the beginning of the end here, Trav.
Very possibly. It was just a fast A play. Simple as. Bit of utility, but that was all. And sAw had the rotations come in very quickly to deal with that. We're now in the perfect position. They won the T half 10-5. They've won the pistol.
Five of those forces. It's pretty grim in it, right? You're looking at them, and of course, the standard meta is 4 buying in, but my god, they're not bringing much, are they? Couple of pistols. That's the unfortunate thing. If you don't get a bomb plant, you're left with just so little in towards that force half. They got space, though.
Space. Project is rotated down. Eagle spotted by someone, and now he's down very low to shoot. Famas himself one more. And deals with it, and actually, Story walks straight into Krad. Just is going to rotate down the vent quickly, knowing that no one's facing him, so he should be alright. And there we go, MUTiRiS is there to help out. Roman looking to get the last kill, finds it. 12-5 confirmed. That was a force buy from forZe, which lacked the bomb plant. That says it all. And that means that sAw will have a free path to a 13-5 lead. This should. It's all shoulda, coulda, woulda, but we couldn't be more in pole position if they'd hoped at this stage of the game.
No, 100%. I mean, this is really looking good. The sAw, no life, of course, for forZe. They really can't bring too much to the table. Once forth, just a few pistols to work with. And half armor on only one. Just Jerry. This is an awkward, horrible, grim position. But Krad got the idea. This Deagle will rattle up for one. MUTiRiS to fall. Potentially the ability as a rifle to be scooped up if they want to. They're not going to walk in towards treacherous lands just yet. He's going to make his way down secret.
Oh, Zorta had his crosshair on a decent spot, but Roman dealt with him. Having your crosshair in the perfect spot. You didn't even need to shoot a second bullet. Shelfie removed. Eagle's trying to do something, but right now forZe are just relying on these individuals to hit some ridiculous headshots, and you can't rely on that in rounds such as this. Oh, Conference spotted, but in the right. Oh, okay. I was about to say he can peek at the right time, and
Wait.
no, a second kill came in as well. How was that switched so quickly? forZe got his kill. May have been that flank, I'm not sure. May have been a kill toward heaven. I honestly, I did not see it on the minimap at the time, so I'm not sure where that second kill came in from. But I was talking like that round was comfortable as anything, and guess what? What did I say about these players hitting the insta headshots that they need? They managed it.
Yeah, this is now, yeah, a little bit on the grim side, I gotta say, because it does mean that the economy might take a bit of a swing the other way. You're looking towards that CT side of sAw and thinking, is Jerks' rifle going to be the only kind of saving grace they've got to work with towards the next? I mean, what a turnaround from forZe. Credit to them. Upgrades collected too, with 2 M4s, one of each kind, scooped up. So they are, well, loving life. I gotta say, for forZe, that looked like a done affair before the round even started, but I overlooked him just a little bit, and so did sAw. Maybe a little bit too comfortable, too overzealous, hunting the eco frags and the stats and its cost, and we are going to see a tech pause call.
I think my brain's just processed entirely how that worked out. Just was just playing with the single door, right? Playing with Squeaky, and he had both players in his sights. And while he was playing with that, he managed to spam down the close player while forZe was emerging from Heart. And I think that's when forZe got that kill toward the second player on main. It wasn't a heaven pick. It was clearly that second player in main. I figured it out. My brain's processed it. And
okay.
Yeah, forZe, that headshot that he's hit there could be humongous when it comes to a possible comeback in this game. Slight keyboard issue, as far as I understand. Maybe for Shelfie, because he hasn't bought anything yet. And hopefully we can get the game back underway after that.
Well, that's it. But credit to forZe. They've actually extended a lifeline in what actually looked like a bit of a, well, dead game. I mean, it looked like potentially we were just a couple of cannon fodder rounds, minutes, moments until we saw sAw book their tickets to Malta. But no. Not just yet anyway. forZe aren't quite done. They've still got a little bit of life behind the eyes, a bit of fight back in them. And hopefully this keyboard issue will be sorted in just a moment. I think you are probably right. It probably is Shelfie, not bought anything just yet. So probably him. And then we can get the show back on the road. A couple of bit of typing in the chat too might indicate that the match is about to get back on the way. What we've seen so far is, dominant displays on both maps. Anubis one-sided as it goes, 16-7. And an overpass was kind of the exact same thing, just the other way, 16-10 in favor of forZe. And we've looked towards how Nuke has been, and so far it's been one-way traffic for the vast majority of this game. But that can change the momentum. That can really change how this game plays out. Because while sAw have mustered up a full buy, it's not comfortable. You're bringing in double FAMAS, a scout in the hands of Story around that saved M4, and then you're looking over towards Roman. He's got just a 5-7 to wield. It's not pretty. It's not kind of the buys you'd hope and want, especially since considering that forZe are just pistols to work with towards the previous.
Exactly. It gives them a lifeline. Could be big. Because as you say, sAw's buy, while it is a full force back in response, it only has the 3 rifles, and 2 of them being the FAMAS rifles, which isn't tasty at all. But Story has a scout. And there goes Zorta. Zorta's had a very quiet Nuke, which is unlike him. He's 5-12, and Shelby, of course, 3-12 as well. That's 2 of your star players on forZe not showing up, and Story's hit a second headshot as well with the scout. Bomb scene as well. Look at it.
It's not good. This is not good at all. I mean, how do forZe turn the situation back on their head? I mean, yes, they've got arguably the better firepower. Not the position, though. Little tap. Nade to follow suit as well. Could do a considerable amount of damage. Actually just gets out of dodge in time. Jerry down to 31. The AWP rain off. We've mentioned about how Shelfie's been slow. He's been quiet. And he needs to have an impactful round here. But time is ticking. 30 seconds to make a decision, Trav.
That's not the best situation, is it? They're going to have to cross outside. That'll be held by the player in main. He will be able to hop down and just will do some pop shots through that position. The Roman's got himself into the vents, and he can just stay here and wait for the sound of the bomb plant. Molotov might spread, and it is going to spread. It forces him wide, and Jerry takes the kill with the AWP, but he's going to walk right into Just. Bomb drop, 8 seconds to go. He taps down a second. MUTiRiS is still here. All the kills come through for the sAw side. And they're going to cancel out the hope that forZe got in that previous 3 rounds away from Malta.
It's lovely work. It really is. It's what you'd hope, what you'd expect to see from sAw, and what a way for them to kind of rectify what was a little bit of a hiccup, a little bit of a rough situation with a speed bump losing to the pistols. Now they're back on a smooth track here with that's coming to a full. But of course, triple FAMAS still in play, but I guess this is a round in which they're sort of expecting a slightly dicey buy on the other side, and they'd be exactly right. I mean, Krad's got no investment in terms of firepower. It's pure half armor and util for him, so he's a little bit of the util mule in this one. Carrying it, and we'll try and find some space for the rest of forZe to work with. A really good opportunity for sAw to be within reaching distance of Pro League. And they're only 3 away now.
The buy for forZe is a bit 50-50. Krad has sacrificed himself purely on the utility. We need to pick up a gun if one of his teammates goes down. At least he's got that Kevlar, but it's blocked for now. Last broken by Jerry. sAw absolutely certain they know what's going on here. That smoke does keep them at bay for now, and MUTiRiS is in that perfect spot on top of the B-site silo, which you have such an advantage on. We see feet first in that position, but he has to change it slightly as Glass isn't being watched anymore. forrester's about to burst out from single door. He's going to walk right into MUTiRiS. MUTiRiS works too. Krad only has that drop that I mentioned. He can't get the kill. Jerry jumps on 2 players, but Shelfie, even though he got 1 kill himself, has to drop straight down into the vents, into the unknown in a 1 versus 2. Story's got 20 kills in this game after one in this round, looking to make it a second. Shelby swings, but he can't get it done. Story puts sAw within touching distance.
Oh my. They're getting there. Ever closer to Pro League, to Malta. It's on the horizon, the sunny shores. And for sAw, my gosh. I mean, so deserved as well, because they have just really looked so good. I mean, this performance has been nothing short of spectacular from them. And they've built up such a wealth of a gap. I mean, forZe look defeated both physically and mentally now. And, of course, the Bites are replicating exactly that. Jerry, got the Eagle. The Eagle, I take nightmare say to work with. He's actually got a bit of space. Flash will catch Jerks. Will he get one more? No. Does get traded.
Whoa.
And Story, that's messy. He gets punished. Rifles drop.
That is whiffy, and that shows the nerves currently in play. MUTiRiS, though, recovers the situation. The calm head you need in a manic play like that. Keeps man advantage for sAw. Krad, Tech9, forZe, Deagle. But either of those guns have been recovered. Door heard. Just safe. Gets forZe. Helped out by MUTiRiS for the last. And we have plenty of series points for sAw to work with. Malta points in touching distance. What a performance from them. Absolutely superb. We mentioned their nuke is stunning. Looking to make it 6 in a row. And they could be causing teams plenty of issues in Malta. If they're going to be good on Anubis as well, that gives them a pick to work with, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. My God, so what a performance from them. What a showing. forZe got a full buy, but it has to be converted. They are playing for OT now, and it's not a great start. Story will find the first. Krad to drop. And maybe now we can start slowly but surely rolling out the red carpet for sAw to book their spot in towards Pro League, because they are on a triumphant tear here in towards Nuke. Their home ground, as the Portuguese are booking tickets from Lisbon right now all the way to mighty Malta.
Don't forget, forZe will have the lower bracket to work through. And it's the early days of playing with forZe, so they need some time for sure. And that's evident by their performance in this series. They're getting outplayed by sAw on a strong map. It's going to be a fast play toward A, but that flash is going to keep them at bay for now. There's a Molotov in play too. Forces some more damage to Just. But now Roman can choose a fast flank. All the kills and players are coming through toward ramp. MUTiRiS gets one. He's got a second player to help out as well. Jerks is the insurance policy. The insurance is about to work out. There's one. There's two. And it's all down to Jerry coming from double door. He gets found by Jerks as well. And it's Jerks and Story going back to Pro League. This time with sAw. They're going to see this organisation in the big time for the first time.
It's back-to-back qualification for Story, and Jerks is the second team in a row, back-to-back from Portugal, booking their spot. And I think we can safely say there's a new lease of life coming out of Portugal. sAw have been on a dominant tear in the last few months. They not only won East